Big Country from the Discord. Hello, gentlemen. Hope all is well. Konnan, I want you to know that you're my favorite wrestler with gout. Seriously, Konnan, your health is always in my thoughts and prayers. I'm sure you get a lot of Kross questions this week. My question is, why should he be rehired? I agree he's a lot of potential, but at the same time, he had 3 years of an uninspired run and didn't get any kind of reaction until people realized he might be leaving. And all of a sudden, the crowd loved him and wanted him. He came in 2022, did something with Drew and Ray and went nowhere. He was put in a faction, did nothing, and we're all let go. So I'm curious why they would re-sign him right away. I'm afraid it would be a Ron Killing situation all over again where there's tons of crowd support, and then he comes back and does nothing, and everyone forgets about them until they ultimately get released again. Thanks. I don't want to know what's going on with the Kross thing, because I think if he comes back, it's a surprise. I think it's very interesting that he's getting released, but he's going on a book tour, which kind of coincided with his date. So he could literally go on a book tour, just be off TV, let the crowd chant "We Won" and come back. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I want to see what happens here. I don't want a spoiler on anything, and I don't want to know for sure if he's let go or not. I actually texted him and told him that.
I think the best thing that he's done is the videos recently, and of course that promo after Mania, allowing and being allowed to let the people into who he is, not as a character but as Kross. You know, he's appealing that way, and that's really, I think that's what's gotten people interested. He comes across really smart, really sharp, tough. You know, he's got it all. But it's going to be on, if he comes back, it's going to be on him to take advantage of that spotlight. Because
plus too, they've never really done this before. This is an interesting gimmick to attempt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Where you got a guy viral, just like we're gauging online buzz. We're getting rid of the guy. We're just seeing what that's never been done before. So I don't know. It's an interesting. There's a million things you could do out of this. Is the whole thing.
When they released Matt Hardy, it was already 20 years ago at this point, because of the Lita and Edge thing. He was gone for a couple of months, and he wrestled on Ring of Honor and whatnot, and then he would do backstage attacks and stuff, and that was similar, but not, because Kross isn't being released during a feud or because of personal beef, you know?
Right.
So it is a little different. Could be like a Pillman thing, you know?
Right.
So.
You got any thoughts on this? Oh, actually, let me read this next one, too. Before it's the same thing. Hey, K100 crew, Tat from H-Town. Subject is Killer Kross and more Dumby Durbin. Hey, K100 crew, hope all is well. This week my question is about Killer Kross. But first I want to say one last thing about Mike Dumby Durbin. I know the infighting gets annoying on the show, and it gets annoying to me too, and I normally don't say anything. I just send in questions to enjoy the show. Mike, the whole no picture faces thing is just dumb. What is that, Mike?
When he says like accounts that trash him.
Oh, okay. My
anonymous.
whole no picture faces thing is just dumb. I'm a family man, 2 kids, work 50 hours a week, and listen to the show as an escape at work. That's it. You thought coming on and having some cute comebacks about some of us is really something, huh? It wasn't. You sounded worse than Hugo did trying to defend his point against Disco regarding WWE and Real. Learn to stay in your lane. On to my question. It's happened numerous times over the years with great talent is not utilized properly and wasted when clearly Kross checks every single box. How can they not push him to the moon? He even goes steps above with his vignettes, his ability to go so dark in his promos, his realism, etc. Why do y'all think they decide not to have him be one of their top stars? P.S. Don't forget to head over to MikeDurbin.com and get your Konnan Major Bendy figure. Interesting. Konnan, your responses.
I've always been of the thinking that when promos and character development is at a premium, because remember that adage that USA used to do? It would say, we do characters. Mm-hmm. A character, whether it's Ronald McDonald or the San Diego Chicken or whoever it is a character, and they're very appealing. But he's top level character work. Like, I could definitely see him in a movie where he's like a top guy. You know what I'm saying? Because he has that ability. I think WWE saw that. The fans obviously saw it. Hey, sometimes you can't be in it, because I think the guy before said he was in a feud with Drew and Ray. Bro, you can't be in a feud for 2 or 3 matches and then cut it and expect that to go anywhere, you know? Right. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you know, I worked with him, Disco worked with him, and he's very special.
All right. Next is from Aiden, our boy Adrian, from the Heat nightclub in Melbourne, Australia. Hi, guys. Hope all is well. By the way, what happened to Jericho? Oh, he's on Fozzy tour, right? I think. Hope all is well. My questions are for Disco. In last week's epic showdown between Hugo and yourself, where Hugo was carrying on about Travis Scott and reaching 360 million people a month on Lucha Online, did you ever think to just yell, Atanga! Atanga! just to shut him up? Also, just watch the Kross documentary, The Killer Part 2 on YouTube. Whilst I think he will eventually return to WWE, do you think he needs to change his in-ring style slightly when he does return? Just feel like the crowd loves him, but the moment the bell rings, he isn't keeping the same connection with the crowd. Thoughts? That's from Adrian. As I said, Kross has a very difficult style because they trained him in NXT to kill people.
No,
well, not come up like you do, so it's like
and that's how I booked him.
Right,
he was undefeated and he beat everybody. But here's the thing, bro. They put him in a match with Sami Zayn. How many times? 3.
Right.
He's got to have a long storyline arc.
Right.
With everything that it entails, backstage promos, run-ins, you know what I'm saying? Right. Everything. And we can see his growth then. But you can't put him in matches with less than 5 matches and expect some miracle out of the guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Plus 2 is like you go back. It's like we were all watching the show back then. His booking in NXT was fantastic. He used all of his skills and stuff like that, and it's basically a guy showed up, and just
ready
ran
to go,
ready to go, and it was like, so it was like I said, if you go back and look at that run that he had in NXT, it was like they're building this guy for a perfect character on the main roster. Yep. Then he came up and they took because Vince was still in charge. They took the girl away. They put a helmet on. They took his ring entrance, just marched him out there like he was a nobody.
And then he lost.
And it's like you completely neutered, like you literally neutered. It's like you got a dog, and it's a stud dog, and it's having a bunch of breeding and everything, and you neutered it. And I just
they made a huge mistake, bro. I'm a huge Jeff Hardy fan, and I always feel that he deserves more than he's been given. But it did not help him at all to go in and lose to him.
Right, you're going to get Jeff Hardy's like what? I mean, he's a character, but he's washed. Like coming to be beating Karrion Kross it wasn't a big win for him. So it's like I don't know. All right.
Yeah, it's like you say, it's difficult, Disco, because if they haven't presented him as a killer like Konnan did or like he did in NXT.
No, his NXT character has not been presented on that show.
He needs to squash him, dude. He could do the Taz thing. He's just dropping on their heads, suplexes, choke out, boom. 2.5 minutes, but he's having 15-minute matches back and forth with Zayn or Drew. It's not going to present him like that.
Yeah. Well, that's the difference between NXT and WWE.
Right.
WWE is like you have to it's like so weird. They have this style and they plug you in and you have to be able to go 14 minutes in in a freaking regular match. I don't know. It's just like it's just something I vehemently disagree with.
Right, because bro, match doesn't have to be over 10 minutes to be good.
Right.
Get in the game with the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Bet on the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, soccer, golf, MMA, and more. Every sport, every market, right at your fingertips. Deposit instantly with PayPal, Venmo, or Apple Pay, starting at just $10. Win big and cash out fast. PayPal in 24 hours or instantly at retail sportsbooks. Available in over 20 states, FanDuel's app is your ticket to the action. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app now.
Dan Burns from Spuds Florida. Subject: Don't cross the boss. So since Kross got pedigreed out of existence, will Disco give him a shot at bouncing the Sapphires? Or is Kross already planning on making another YouTube video about crying because he didn't like eating sandwiches? Maybe Vince is right to dress him up in a red mask and outfit looking like Sean Connery from 1974 Zardos. I know everyone is saying this is all work, but I think just like Vince said to Austin, I've got the brass to fire. Triple H said, I've got 2 words for you. You're fired. What's next for your buddy Kross, Disco? Slumming it up in TNA, MLW, or taking Scarlett to AEW to show Tony what a real woman looks like? Let's suspend this guy. He's trying to take a shot at me for Kross getting fired for 1 week.
But that's his first email ever, too.
Dude, Kross is not done in entertainment. Like, this is either a stepping stone for him. He's going to continue in WWE, but the guy's very talented. He's already produced a movie and he's written a book. You think that's done? You think he's done?
And something that is not easy to do in WWE. He got the fans behind him when they weren't doing with him.
Yeah, he sure did.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. and join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.